Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab. If you're new to my channel, I'm Yori and I do bring you beauty and makeup related content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. If you're returning to my channel, I'm so happy to see you again. Thank you for continuing to join me. As you can see, I have all of my makeup done, but I am not wearing a highlight because today's video is going to be an informative video on the new Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter Palette. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts, swatches, and demo, then please keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing is Urban Decay does have a line of highlighters that they call the Afterglow highlighters, and they are supposed to last 8 hours. They do come in, I believe, 3 different shades, and I have mine in the shade Sin, which is one of their more popular ones. I brought this one out because I wanted to compare the ingredients and formula to the ones in the highlighting palette. I was able to purchase my highlighting palette at Sephora inside JCPenney. I love going into the Sephoras inside JCPenney's because they often put out product before the regular Sephoras, and so I'm always in there hunting things down that I could review. So this is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter Palette. It retails for $34 and is listed as limited edition. It is carried on Sephora.com as well as Ulta.com. Just be careful if you're purchasing on Ulta because Ulta has an Ulta exclusive highlighting palette, which is different than this one. This is the ONS version of the highlighting palette, so if this is the one that you're interested in, then make sure you see that in the title if you're shopping on Ulta Beauty. I had to look up what ONS meant because I'm just not cool enough and didn't know. So according to the Urban Dictionary, it stands for One Night Stand, Afterglow Palette. I see what you did there, Urban Decay. So this is what the box looks like. It's a very nice rose gold kind of box, and on the back it does give you the description: give your skin a luminous glow that won't quit and let people wonder what you've been up to. We loaded this palette with 4 new shades of Afterglow highlighter. Use them individually or cocktail them to create your own custom highlights. Our lightweight, finely milled formula feels super soft, blends easily, and lasts 8 hours. Now, because this is a limited edition product, I did want to compare the formula to the permanent product, as sometimes limited editions tend to be made elsewhere or produced differently. And I did compare the ingredient list on both of these products, and I found that your limited edition products does have the exact same ingredients as the permanent product, with a very small exception. In one of the very last few ingredients of the formula, they appear in slightly different order. That gives me absolutely no cause for concern that this is their traditional formula. And then in addition to that, some of the pigments are different, obviously, to give each individual shade their own tone. In the Urban Decay O.N.S highlighting palette, you do receive 4 shades. There's a mirror inside the box, and here's what your shades look like. The shades that you do receive are O.N.S, Cliché, Wicked, and No Angel. Of the 4 shades, this one has a slightly rosy tone. The others appear to be more gold-based, where this is the deepest shade, which is the O.N.S shade. Each individual pan is 4.25 grams or 0.15 ounces, which is different than their permanent line, which has 6.8 grams or 0.23 ounces. So there you have the full-size Urban Decay highlighter compared to the palette. You can see that the pans inside the palette are a little bit smaller, but they are still a very nice size. I will be swatching the palette, and I want to insert comparison swatches with Sin, the Balm Cosmetics Mary Luminizer, as well as the Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop, as they are very popular highlights, and I want you to be able to see sort of the color tones in reference to ones that are relatively well known. First is the shade O.N.S. Looks like a coppery gold tone. Next, we have the shade Cliché. Next is Wicked. And lastly, from the palette, the shade No Angel. So here are your 4 shades from the palette. For comparison, this is Urban Decay Sin. This is the Balm Mary Luminizer. And Becca's Champagne Pop. The darkest one is definitely O.N.S. The most similar to Champagne Pop would be the shade Cliché, although Cliché is more pink. Wicked is the frosty pinky shade, and then the shade No Angel is the most similar to Sin as well as the Mary Luminizer. No Angel is slightly more gold than either Sin or the Mary Luminizer. Alright, so as I mentioned, I am not wearing any highlight with my look, and so I want to select 2 of these to apply to each of my cheeks so you can see how they look applied, and then I'll also add some of them to my inner corner of my eye. Because I always tend to gravitate towards fun colors, I do want to try the shade Wicked and the shade Cliché. I am going to apply these dry first, and then I will apply them dampening my brush. So I'm going to apply the shade Wicked to my right cheek. Picks up product very nicely on my brush, and there is not a lot of kickback. So applying Wicked dry. Alright, so I've color switched my brush, and I'm going to apply the shade Cliché to my left cheek. So again, it's picking up the color very nicely onto my brush. Very pigmented shades. They go on very nicely, even dry. This one is super intense. I love that. So there you have it, Wicked and Cliché. I'm going to apply a little bit of the shade No Angel to the bridge of my nose. So that'll be the shade here. That is the lightest shade. I'm using a different brush for this. I'm using a Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion brush. And I'm just going to apply it on the bridge of my nose. And on the tip of my nose, just a little bit. Oh my goodness, that's super pigmented. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. You guys, these are really intense. I'm also going to apply that No Angel shade to the inner corner of my eye. Makes a really nice difference. So now let's go ahead and apply the powders wet. So I picked up a little bit more of the shade Wicked. Sprayed my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus, and here we go. You can see it really considerably intensified. All right, this one is already pretty intense, but okay, so now that you have seen the No Angel and the Wicked, I'm going to apply a little bit of Wicked on this side to even myself out, because I do have to go out like this. That's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this informative if you are considering on purchasing the Urban Decay Afterglow palette. I believe that if you are a fan of the original Urban Decay Afterglow formula, you will not be disappointed if you purchase the limited edition product, as the highlight seems to be the exact same consistency and quality as the original formula. I will input any information on the screen somewhere with regard to the wearability, as I will be wearing the highlight all day and I want to see how it wears, how long it lasts, if it is 8 hours or not. If you did enjoy this video, please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up. All the information about the makeup that I'm wearing will be in the description box down below per your request. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving coming up, and I will see you again very, very soon on my next video. Bye-bye.